right, welcome back to another episode of Who's On First. I'm your host, Dwayne.
And I'm Jason.
And before we start anything, please like, comment, subscribe to the channel. It helps us out so much. We appreciate all of it. But let's get to it. Marcus Stroman.
I like Marcus Stroman. Hey, I don't mind. He's scrappy, as one of his teammates called him today on Twitter, a bulldog.
And to me, he does come off that way. But he's one of those dudes you could tell ain't afraid of a fight, won't back down from anything. But there's an incident against the Pittsburg Pirates.
Here's the 3-2 delivery on the way. That one sliced to first base, and Alonso right there stuck the glove up and got it. Hit hard, but right at him. Look at this. We're going to have the dugouts empty in here. Nogowski and Stroman, both dugouts, bullpens are starting their way in. That was Nogowski who hit the line drive. And as he was coming back towards the dugout across the field, Stroman and he had a little chat.
And here come the bullpens.
Where
It's past Friday.
Yeah, where I guess you can say I understand both perspectives of this incident, but I'm going to be on Marcus Stroman's side for the incident. But to break it down, let's just talk about it. So Marcus Stroman is pitching against the Pirates, and in the fifth, he gets, I believe his name is John Nogowoski, to line out, and Marcus Stroman celebrates because
Screaming's at the ground.
Right, because, of course, this was a big moment. He was in a jam. He got out of it. Nogowski did not like the fact that Stroman celebrated and started to yell at Stroman for celebrating, which, of course, caused a whole benches clearing incident. And then, Stroman had some comments after the game where basically he said, it's very hard where he feels like he is basically holding back a lot of emotion out there. And he's doing so much not to be a distraction and not to, rub people the wrong way. And even when he does decide to hold back, people still get offended and people still take issue with this. What do you think about this?
So Stroman's always been given a bad rep because he is very, what's the word? He's very emotional.
Right.
He's not, he doesn't hide it. He's when he's on it, and if he's off, you can tell.
Right.
So he's very emotional and all that. Does he get sometimes a bad rep? Sometimes he does, but there's some times where I see he kind of puts himself in that position. With this position, no, I feel like you said, I feel like I could see both sides of it, but the ones why I see him more in favor of Marcus Stroman is this other guy. Nothing against him, great, but he's a utility player right now.
Right.
He's still, I think, maybe a rookie and all this because I've never heard of this dude.
Right.
So was this a show for him? Like, I'm going to get my name out there. This perfect opportunity for it to happen. He's probably could have had this premeditated. Like, if something like this ever happens, I'm going to do it. Now, in a fight, like, did you see the size difference of him?
Right.
Yeah.
Marcus Stroman is 5'7" for people out
and
there
this dude would have just, like, eaten him and thrown him halfway.
We don't know that.
We know. This dude, his bat was bigger than Stroman. This dude was huge. Not saying that Stroman
I believe in you, Marcus.
I ain't saying that Stroman can't hold his own, but this
Right.
dude was just like, see you later. But what I don't like about the whole interaction was the end, when Stroman was talking at the end where he called the dude a clown.
I mean, I have no idea, man. Inning ended, patted my glove, and emotion, just was battling all night, had no feel, rain delay. Just happy to kind of go 5 and keep it in kind of arm's reach for my team. Put my head down, literally looking at our dugout. You can look at the video. And he starts running his mouth saying that I'm talking shit. So I'm never one to let any man talk down on me, especially when it's not warranted at all. He's just a clown, man. You know what I mean? Drew Smith told me he was a clown. He's a clown. So he knows I wasn't talking any shit to him. If you go look at the video, I put my head down and looked right at our dugout, literally put my head down and started walking to the dugout. And he proceeded to run his mouth. Derek Shelton knows me over there, Shelty. I'm sure all his teammates do too, man. That was completely out of character and unwarranted for him. And like I said, I'll never let anyone talk down on me. No, man, I'm not scared of anybody.
You got to remember, this dude, Stroman's earned his money. He's
Right.
earned his salary. This dude's just trying to do the exact same thing. Obviously, like I said, I don't know how good of a player he is. Don't know his talent level.
Right.
But obviously, he's not there. He's not a superstar and didn't come out as a superstar right off the bat. So he's trying to get his, and should we hate him for trying to get his?
See, I understand your point on that. My big thing with this is it just goes back to the age-old debate we've been having since we started this. Emotion. What is the big deal when it comes to emotion? Why is there so many people
taboo.
that who approve of it and so many people who disapprove of it? And I'm assuming because if you guys see the video, which we'll have in here, the guy is basically yelling at Stroman, saying like it was a line out. It was a line out. Like, why are you cheering? Like I hit the ball on a rope.
Yeah.
It was just at someone. Which again, I don't play semantics when it comes to baseball. He got you out. It is what it is.
Yeah.
Like as a Dodger fan, last year we saw Brutsar Gratterall give up an absolute bomb to Fernando Tatis, and it be robbed by Cody Bellinger, and Gratterall celebrated. Of course, it's caused the similar type of incident, but I'm like, why?
now, let's say this. That ball went past Pete Alonso.
Okay.
It went past his glove. It went center or right field. Mm-hmm. The dude, I think there was someone on base.
Right.
Scored. Is he not going to cheer at
That's my point.
Base? So that's where I've always, like, hon, you're going to bitch and complain because a pitcher does it.
But then you're going to do the same
But
thing.
you're going to do the same thing when you got on base, and you'll do the same thing every time you do a clutch play on base. So it's not really anything against, like, this or this. It's more of a pitcher bias, I think.
Right, and that's why this whole incident, I was confused, just for the simple fact that at the end of the day, first of all, you know who's on the mound. Marcus Stroman is very animated. Second, if you get a clutch hit off him, you are going to cheer. We see people literally hitting homers, and they'll be sticking their hand up. It's the first inning, and they're already like, yes, I just did something amazing. So I just don't understand. I don't know if it's like an offensive player versus a pitcher type thing or whatever, or position player versus a pitcher type thing. But I think at the end of the day, it's really soft. It's extremely soft because what are the rules? People out there who are watching this video, what are the rules to you? Explain to me what you think is Bush League and what is not Bush League. Because to me, honestly, if Marcus Stroman struck him out and he cheers and he screams, so he's saying like, oh, you can scream then, but if I hit the ball off of you, don't scream.
Yeah.
However, okay, if you hit a bomb, so you're saying that you're going to scream at him, but if he gets you out any other way, he can't cheer.
Yeah.
Like it's too gray. There's too much of a vagueness for all this. And for what? Just because you don't want your ego hurt. It's a team sport, man.
Yeah.
It's a team sport, and he just got his team out of a jam.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course, like you said. I mean, like I said, he hit the ball on the line, so it wasn't like the guy was fooled, but he still got you out. So come back next inning and try again to beat him. So this is like a microcosm of so much this year so far. Because there's some things like, again, I don't know if it's just like bias or whatever, but you look at teams like San Diego, the swag chain and everything like that, they get highlighted, they get celebrated for things like that, right? But then situations like this, it's like, why are we trying to highlight Marcus Stroman as like, oh, maybe he does too much on the mound, you know? Which at the end of the day, he's out there pitching for his life. Same way this dude's trying to make it. That's what Marcus Stroman's trying to do. And
this
also,
is their job.
Yeah, he's a competitor, so he's trying to win. So at the end of the day, it's like, whatever I need to do to win, I'm going to do. You know, before all the foreign substance bans, there was clearly people cheating. They were doing that to win. It had nothing to do with all these other conspiracies or whatever. This is helping my game. This is helping me excel. It's helping our team win. We're going to win. So, in my opinion, if cheering or celebrating helps you win, I'm okay with that. Or if it helps you do your job, I'm totally okay with that. I do not see an issue with Marcus Stroman celebrating. I don't see an issue with this guy celebrating. The only thing I want to stop seeing is incidents like this, because it's ridiculous that two grown adults can cause all this.
Well, if you really look at it this way, two grown adults playing a game, yelling, it just makes it's such a thing. Shout out to both. Like, at least, so my only thing why I'm saying shout out to both is you're not a big name, and you're going to go out there and you're going to do your best and you're going to try hard and
Right.
you're going to scream and yell to someone who is a bigger name.
Right.
Like, you better make sure you have your ammo of next inning or next at bat, because if you get made look like a fool, you're a little bitch then.
Right. And I am totally I'm with pimping homers. I'm with pitchers fist pumping after strikeouts. I'm with all that.
I'm with them screaming after a strike, any strike, not the last one.
Right.
It could be the first one of the game.
I'm with all of that because, one, we love emotion. But two, it just grows the game.
The youth movement, like we've said.
Yes, it grows the game, and people need to understand that we've talked about it before. Baseball is a traditionalist sport. However, the people who are still watching baseball and thinking like, oh, pitchers back then, they would never show up the hitter, and they would never blah, blah, blah. Again, that time has gone. This is a new day. If you want this sport to continue to grow and exist, you have to get with the times.